Well, our first guest has always been hampered by his incredible good looks. Believe me, I know the feeling. Former AFL star and now handsome journalist Michael Roberts. Welcome to you, Robbo.
Who wrote that?
I did.
Oh,
I did.
thanks for looking after me.
Well, you were always a role model for me, of course, playing AFL, but then you went on to work in the gift shop at Sale of the Century.
So I think 6-7 years in Sales Century, and
Right.
used to play on the Saturday, and then we used to tape all the 5 shows on the Wednesday, but then opposition found out about it. Used to punch the suitcase out of me on a Saturday. It wasn't a good look.
Punch the face. And then, of course, you moved into sports journalism. When we crisscrossed and worked
Yeah.
at Channel 9 about 15 years ago,
Yeah.
you were the man who showed me through the ropes. You were the only one that was nice to me. Thanks for that.
It was a pretty cutthroat, wasn't it, in the newsroom?
Yeah.
7 years at 7 and 14 years at Channel 9. And I was privileged to work with Jennifer Kite and Brian Naylor and people like that. When you look back on it, sensational.
How old are you two blokes?
I am 54 this month.
A day over
this month.
51.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at Bridie's eyes. They just cannot be torn away from the face.
I can't actually, it's hard to decide where to look.
Jesus. It's like staring at the sun. Just small. Forget it. Robbo, what I did learn from watching you in action, working with you in the sports room for a couple of years, you loved all kind of sports, not just the AFL, the tennis, the cricket, cycling as well.
Yeah.
You've always been out on the roads yourself.
Well, working in the newsroom, you had to cover everything, didn't you? So you became an expert, or you thought you were, on everything. But these days, I love my golf, and I love my surfing, and I love my cycling. And really fortunate, Jerry Ryan, once again, without Jerry, we wouldn't have cycling in Australia.
Yeah.
And what he's done with regards to this whole Green Edge thing is tremendous. But he set up the Jayco Flyers, and all he wanted me to do was get hold of some real good sportsmen, and Michael Klim and Danny Frawley and Robbie Kearns was in there. We even threw a vest on Eric Banner. So
fantastic.
Yeah, it was sensational.
Pointer
People
with
just
the
loved
hairy
their
legs.
bike.
Yeah, and some fairly handy company there as well.
Yeah.
What got you into cycling?
2 knee reconstructions.
Right.
Simple as that. 83, 87, and just pounding and I used to love running, but the best thing I did was get a decent bike and just take the load off. Yeah,
for rehab.
It was all on the left side, and I've just been riding ever since. Love it to death. So we've got our own group, and now we actually try and ride pretty competitively. And we have little meetings, and we're a very safe mob. But the Loco boys, they'll like that. Just out of Middle Park.
Rehabilitation's played a big part in cycling in this country. I mean, we spoke to Garrow's dad last night. He wrecked his knee and started cycling because of the rehab.
Yeah, so many people come out of other injuries and other sports and use cycling as a way to kind of channel their competitive instincts, and clearly you got that chance as well.
Yeah, and in the old days when you actually had the operation, you were in plaster for 3 months and then set at 7 degrees. So when they cut that out, it was like your arm hanging out of your board shorts. It's just like your vastus medialis around the actual knee, it just wasted away. So somehow
That's
you had
your
to build it
yarn
up.
muscle.
So you got yourself on the bike and away you went.
Yeah.
Now, you know Jerry pretty well through your time with the Jayco Flyers. How must he be feeling? Have you chatted?
Yeah, have. Wow, that night. So we got a bit of a whisper that they were actually really gearing up for day 3. And everything just went to plan, as Matty White said in a couple of the interviews. And as soon as he went over the line, I just knew the excitement over there to be enormous. So I text, and bang, the text kept coming back. So it was enormous. And to actually retain that yellow jersey and to keep it going, the momentum going, they needed that breakthrough because, look, a lot of heads were put on the line. And I know Garrow's, he won Italy and Spain and the Tour de France before, but to do it with Green Edge and his mates, like Stu O'Grady, 17 years or whatever, sensational.
Now, you've been watching closely. What do you make of Cadell's form so far? What's your take on it?
Pretty focused. He seems to fly solo a lot, I believe, and does a hell of a lot by himself when, as we know, the Tour is all about team, protecting, way you go to the end. He'd be dirty that he's down 20-odd seconds already, and we've seen in the past how difficult that is to gain ground and to build that bridge. But, gee, you're a smash away from not even being in the race. So he'll keep going. And for his size, I've never seen a bloke actually perform so well in the hills. And he's not a bad trialer either. So I salute Cadel Evans.
You'd know this, Brady. Does he still hold the VO2 max record at the AIS from 20 plus years ago?
Yeah, from what I understand, he's still the kind of the gold standard that they compare young men to, which is a bit of an ask because young blokes go in who are good at racing and they say, yeah, so here's Cadell's number and you're out here, mate.
Yeah.
Good luck.
So you walk away feeling not so elite.
No, absolutely.
How did you go? Did you get tested at the AIS?
Yeah, we did all that. I won't tell you what mine was.
Okay. What percentage are you off that max now?
Hey, Gates, he was a good rider. Don't worry about that.
No
and rode
question.
with some really good boys.
I just saw you looking at him when you were saying Cadell never gotten any support, and you supported Cadell. Putting it out there. How do you choose, like, a favourite child? What's a favourite sport for you to cover?
I really like the cycling. I've got right into it. And obviously, the AFL, sort of born into it. Having an old man that was a Brownlow medalist, I was always going to try and play league football and then just to follow his footsteps. So probably the AFL's my go.
Then this fantastic 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, love it. I'm so tired sitting here,
Yeah,
but
of
it's
course.
a fun tide, isn't it?
Well, we're going to get you to hang around just a little bit longer. We've got our fabulous... we're going to hark back to the World of Sport days for the Rollers. Your dad used to be on that show, right?
Yeah. Have we got a gift shop or anything yet?
Yeah, we'll work on something. Thanks,
On the,
Robert.
on the way out, Robbo,
Oh,
we've got
cool.
a nice little Green Edge package for you there.
Tremendous. Bottle of wine in there. I'll neck down in the car park.
All right.